What's up everyone, Laser here. Trimmed the beard, figured out the formatting on my camera, only took like 3 years, so that's cool. But you don't care about that. What you care about is the fact that we have a second reveal for Mythgard's expansion called Rings of Immortality, so let's check it out. Borealis Bridge. It is a legendary or mythic blue enchantment, costs 6 mana and 3 blue gems. So it's a big one, late game bomb, something that you're running only if you're intending for the game to go a little bit longer, you want to grind out some value. It says, while it is occupied, all of your minions have +2/+0 and teleport. That's huge. +2/+0 for your entire board is a potential +14/+0 worth of stats. That said, if you do get that, then the second part of everyone having teleport is now meaningless, but this has a lot of really interesting implications. First of all, you can just use it on a go-wide board to make everything a whole lot chunkier and get a whole lot more damage through. That means this is a great finisher just on the buff alone. Also, it means you can have a lot more trading power to try and clear the way through some, chunkier blocking minions on your opponent's side of the board and get that little bit of damage through that you need to end the game. So not only do you have extra damage to push for lethal, you now also have extra pushing power to get rid of enemy blockers. Awesome. And then we also just give everything teleport. That's even better because that means you don't even need to deal with the blockers, you just move somewhere else. Granted, that relies on them having a movement action already. Maybe you're running a power to give them another action so they can move around. Maybe you have some other minions on the board that can give extra actions. There's plenty of ways to make that happen. Think of old Bridgeway troll lines that used to happen back when Aeolus's Valkyrie's deck puzzle was really, really popular. So there's a lot of ways to get some really, really cool lethals out with this on your board. I also think it's just pretty solid as a mid-range tool in order to make some value trades, maybe move one of your chunkier minions over somewhere else, get a value trade. That means you can push a little bit more damage even as not a finisher, just as a way to get board control. I think this card is really, really sick. Is it going to be meta-defining? Nope, I don't think so. It is one card in your deck because it is that mythic rarity, so it is not something you're guaranteed to see every time. Granted, you can skew that a little bit by taking the rainbow path, so a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B in terms of consistency, but you can't always reliably get it, unless you're running something like Pseudonomicon, in which case you're in 3 colors and then you can't run this anymore. Speaking of which, it is a triple gem cost. That is a heavy investment. That means blue has to be one of the primary colors in your deck. It cannot just be a splash color. If you're just splashing it, you're never going to reliably get to 3 gems in order to actually play this card. So blue really ought to be the main color of your deck, if not 50-50. I wouldn't run this in any tricolor deck. So what decks might this go in? I mean, Valkyries, obviously. Blue-green canines, if they become more of a thing, can definitely use this. They really like to swarm the board and go wide and buff each other up anyway, so this is just a cherry on top of the same kind of plan. So it definitely has a home there if that becomes something worth playing. And pretty much anything that is using blue and likes dealing damage, so red-blue aggro was a thing for a while, maybe that becomes something that we see again. So, and then of course any enchantment abuse deck may want to look at this. There's a lot of other enchantments that are probably higher on the priority list. Things like Loki's Veil are kind of interesting. I don't think that sees enough play because that card is sweet, but I think that this card definitely has a home in enchantment decks as well as just board-centric decks. Do I think this card is going to be, back-breakingly powerful? No, not really. I think it's a very, very solid card that fills a very good role as a finisher. Every deck needs a good finisher, but I don't think this is something that is going to be so broken that it needs to be changed a million times. I think it's just a nice, solid card that you're going to be happy to run. It's going to fill a role in your deck well, and you're going to draw it and play it and be happy that you did. And if not, you just burn it away. So not a lot of risk in running this card either. I think this card's a lot of fun. I think it is definitely one that is worth running if you open it. I also really like the flavor text. Back then, merely existing in a realm linked by the Bifrost meant living under the threat of war. It just has such nice gravitas to it, right? It's so fun. And the artwork is phenomenal. I love the cityscape. I love the classic Nordic Bifrost rainbow bridge kind of evocation. And then the galaxy look in the background along with the Aurora Borealis. Oh, the art is just always on point in this game, and it did not disappoint here. So that is spoiler number 2 out of me for Rings of Immortality. Make sure you listen up this weekend for some interesting news. I hear that that's going to be something worth tuning into. And yeah, I think that about covers it. Make sure you like and subscribe. Comment down below with what kind of decks you think you would like to run Borealis Bridge in and what your favorite cards from the expansion spoils so far have been, because I'm really interested to know. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, all that good stuff. Socials down below. Yeah, cool. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.